All right, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. And I also want to say peace and blessings. Salutations to the hopefully elect. I'm Zahab, and today I'm going to go into a lesson entitled The Ways of the East. All right, and the reason why I'm doing this lesson is to illustrate the mindset and the ways of our custom, of our heritage, of our nation, which is totally contrary to what we call today westernization. Just as the East is separate from the West, it's the same as the Eastern ways are different from the Western ways, man. We are people of the East who've been westernized. But I'm going to go into a quick point just to prove furthermore. This is Jeremiah 6:16. Thus said Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and seek and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls. But they say we will not walk therein. Okay? And now I'm going to go into a book. I got an ebook which is entitled, just give me 1 second. It's called The Illustrations of the Holy Scriptures, derived principally from this: manners, customs, rites, traditions, forms of speech, antiquities, climate, and works of art and literature of the Eastern nations. All right, embodying all that is valuable in the works of Hammer, Berger, Paxton, and Roberts, and the most celebrated Oriental travelers. Embracing also the subject of the fulfillment of prophecy as exhibited by Keith and others, with descriptions of the present state of countries and places mentioned in the sacred writings, illustrated by numerous landscape engravings from sketches taken on the spot. Edited by Rev. George Bush, professor of Hebrew and Oriental literature in the New York City University, Philadelphia, published by J.B. Lippincott and Company, 1850. Entered according to the Act of Congress in the year 1836 by John C. Holbrook in the clerk's office of the District Court of Vermont. So this book was published in 1850. And if you notice, most books that were published back in the 1800s, all right, had more validity within it, man, because they weren't really trying to hide anything back then for the most part. But what this book does, it expounds on the Eastern culture and why things were done the way they were done in the scriptures, man, in the ancient world. So I'm going to get a quick example. This is Genesis. This is an explanation of the chapter, the second chapter of the book of Genesis, the 18th verse. All right. It says, and I'm going to read it verbatim. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And it expounds. It says, this is the polite way of speaking of a wife in the East, though it must be confessed that they associate with this term too much of the idea of a servant, because the word wife means servant. Does an aged person advise a young friend to get married? He would not say seek for a wife, but try to procure a helpmeet. A man who repines at his single state says, I have not any female help in my house. A widower says, my children, I have now no female help. A man wishing to say something to his wife will address her as follows: my helpmeet, hear what I am going to say. It is worthy of observation that the margin has for helpmeet is before him, and this gives a proper view of her condition, for she literally has to stand before her husband to serve him on all occasions, and especially when he takes his food. She being then his servant, say to a woman, leave thy husband. She will reply, no, I will stand before him. So this particular passage explains the viewpoint and the purpose of a woman in the ancient world in the East. And she is a servant, man. Okay? So I thought this is appropriate under the ways of the East, because a lot of you women are out of order, man. Y'all try to be teachers and prophetess. Y'all want to be everything but a servant, man. You actually get offended if we say you're supposed to be a servant. Who are you to serve? Your husband. Don't challenge us, man. The original purpose of a woman and the only purpose of a woman is to serve, man. Even when they go into Esau's power structure, they're serving Esau. They go to college to get indoctrinated on how to serve, how to work this software program, how to be this manager. But they're serving the power structure. They're serving the corporation or the institution in which they work for. They're still servants, man. How many office buildings do you know that's named after Taquisha, Kendrika? There aren't many. I don't know if there are any, man. I don't think it is, man. Because they're servants, man. They're just over you. They're just over you, so-called black men. All right, but that was the point. Just to expound, like I said, this came from the book, The Illustration of the Holy Scriptures, man. Basically, the Eastern nations. All right, so what this author went into, he went into the lifestyle and the paradigm and the mindset of the East back then. But I hope you brothers are edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.